Okay, guys, I need you to move your configuración, the adjustments of Zoom, so you can see vista del hablante, so you can look at my screen a lot bigger, okay? Cambie su configuración a vista del hablante, please. So you can actually see what I'm going to be writing here, and maybe not too tiny, too little, but you know, in a correct way. Okay, let's start. Tell me if you can listen to me pretty well. Okay, guys, let's start today with or talking about the past tense. Okay, when we talk about the past tense, as you know, we were referring to events that were finished, events that are done, that are not going to happen again. I mean, not in my sentence, right? So, simple past, finished actions. Once the actions are done, are finished, then we can talk about past tense. Structure use, let's start checking. Regular verbs. You know that we have two main differences or two main brands of what we can do with simple past tense. Okay, we have regular verbs and we have irregular verbs. Crystal, can you tell me one example of a regular verb? Any regular verb you can remember now.
We cook it.
Sorry?
We cook it.
Cook. Excellent. Thanks, Crystal. We have cook. Sorry, I'm learning to manage this, okay? Okay, so we have cook, and then we add ed at the end in order to make it past. If we don't do that, of course, that's not going to show that our action is in past. Cook, study, play, or any other will be, of course, part of these regular verbs. Main difference with irregular verbs, we only add ed with regulars. Irregulars are totally different, okay? And that will be the main thing we are going to check today. Still, guys, I'm going to share this presentation with you, so don't be stressed that much, okay? So I have positive form or negative form of this. Example, regular verbs, work, worked. I worked in the school. You worked in the hospital. She works in the class. I don't know, any place, okay? Explaining especially not only there, I think it's better, right? Can you see the text? Is it too short? Is it better in that way? Bigger, nice. So work in present, ed in past. Only ed will be useful there, okay? There we go. This, it's really important you remember also the use of the construction, personal pronoun and verb in past. Personal pronoun and verb in past for positive sentences. What happens with negative sentences? Jeremy, do you know? What do we use in order to make negative sentences in past tense? What's the auxiliary we use?
Not.
Okay, not, of course, we use not, pero antes usamos another word. What is that word? In present, it will be do. What's the past of that one? Do is in present. How is it in past? Do you remember?
Does.
Does.
Kind of. Does is in present for third person. In past, we have did. Did. Did is my auxiliar to indicate that this is negative. Did plus not. Didn't. I didn't work. Of course, in this case, we are not going to include ed here, not at all, because we have the particle of past, ya lo tiene did, ya did está en pasado. No voy a poner el pasado again, it's not necessary, okay? So what I do is to use did plus not in order to make my sentence negative, okay? You didn't work, he didn't work, she didn't work. The good thing about this past tense is that when we are in present tense, we need to use do or does, depending on the person. In this case, it's the same for everybody. Did para todos. I, you, he, she, it, or any other. It's only did. So every time we need to present a negative form of the past tense, we are going to include did not for everyone. Okay, so there's no way to confuse this. Okay, Johnny, make a negative sentence in past tense, please. Tell me any sentence that you can think of in simple past, in negative.
He,
Okay, think of a subject.
no, I didn't.
Sorry,
I didn't.
I didn't. Okay, I didn't.
It didn't work.
Another verb, please.
I
Different than the
didn't.
one I have here.
I didn't run.
Didn't
Run.
run. Excellent. I didn't run in the park yesterday. Okay. Excellent. Thanks, Johnny. Remember when I asked you to make sentences, I don't only want you to make simple sentences like this. Okay, this is for understanding and that's good. But what I want you to mostly do is to pay a lot of attention to the structure. Let's pay attention to all the structure and how to construct it. And also these phrases, last year, last week, last month, yesterday, those are also words that are going to help us identify in past tense. So when you make a sentence, use them so you can stick that. I didn't work yesterday. I didn't work yesterday, or you didn't work last night. Okay, I'm terrible at writing in this stuff. Sorry for that. It's with my finger and it's a mess. But that's the thing. Include those expressions of time so you can identify better what's the past tense. Let's go to the next one. Oh my God. What did I do? Here it is. Sorry. Okay. I didn't work, you didn't work, he didn't work, she, it didn't work, we, you, they didn't work. No changes. It's very simple. But now, what about the questions? Let's start making the questions. Stick with did. Simple past tense, auxiliar, did, forever. Okay? Always be attentive on that stuff. Okay? So what would it happen here? I use my auxiliar to have it at the beginning of my sentence. Always the questions are going to start with the auxiliary. Do you know? Does she know? In this case, did, because did is my auxiliary for past, right? So I put did at the beginning, then subject, and then verb in present. As I told you with the negative. Si ya tengo did en past, ya no tengo que poner my verb in past because I already, it's totally understood what I just did. So I have did as my auxiliary at the beginning of the question. Then I have subject, I, you, he, she, it, any. And finally, the action or the verb. Again, verb not with ed because I have the particle of past here. Entonces, si empiezo mi oración con did, the verb is not going to be in past. The verb goes in base form, in present form, if we can call it in that way, but the name is base form. In the basic form, the verb exists with no conjugation, right? So, did I work? Did you work? Did he or she work? Did you and you, they, or we work? Simple as you know. Did we work? Did you work? Did they work? So we have, let's go back again and make a summary. Regular verbs in present, I work, ed para indicar que es pasado. That's it. Negative. Did not or didn't. Did not or didn't. Notice here we have the contracted form, which is the one that we are going to usually see more on books, but is the construction did not. Ya sabe que did not significa didn't, right? Next one, interrogative. My auxiliary, the most important one. Did goes at the beginning of the sentence. Did you work? Did she work? Now let's go with the irregular verbs in affirmative, okay? As I told you, the irregular verbs are just other verbs that we need to memorize. There is no other way, okay? Eat, ate, buy, bought, speak, spoke, okay? It's just the same as the other one, but in this case, we have an irregular verb, but it's practically the same. Negative, interrogative. How to put ed on my regular verbs. It's not that I'm just going to include ed. What happens if I have this, for example? I have the verb study, right? To study, I need to include ed at the end, but it ends in the letter Y. So what can I do? Or for example, the verb, any verb that ends in letter E. What happens if the verb already ends in letter E? Do I need to add another E and then the letter D, or what do we do? Let's see. When the verb ends in E, like care, the past simple is formed by adding only the letter D. Me voy a poner otra vez ED, because in this case, it's already done over there, we can say. Okay, let me choose another color. Yeah, that one. So care ends in E, so I only add letter D, only adding letter D because it's, you know, already finishes in E. Next one. When the verb ends in a consonant plus Y, like study, yeah, we add I-E-D. I-E-D, okay? So in the case of a study, what we do is to only add, take out the letter Y. Here you can see it, yeah. Take out the letter Y, disappear it, okay? Letter Y goes away, and we add I-E-D. I that is going to replace Y, and ed that is what we normally include in the text. Okay, if you can see it in that way. Okay, IED instead of Y. And that's mostly it. Now we're going to go back to the use. Okay, let me go to the use. When do we use the past simple? I need you to start reading. I think you can. That is big enough, I guess. Okay. Emily Calderon, can you start reading, please? Can you see? There you go, microphone on.
Maria. To talk about an action that took place past.
Examples?
He got up, paid the bill, and left. And
I didn't.
I didn't read the leader. I just have it do.
Leave. Finally,
What did you say?
thank you. Thanks, Emily. I want you to notice something important here. What we checked was yes, no questions. Did you know the new movie? Yes, I did. Did you work in the factory? Yes, I worked in the factory 3 years ago. Okay, excellent. Yes, no questions. But we also have information questions like this one. Okay. So the structuring here will be very simple actually after you know yes, no questions. The only thing is that we in yes, no question, we say, did you say one? Did you say two? Did you say teacher? Or did you say anything? Okay. Here, the only thing we're going to do is to include the information, the question word. What did you say? When did you say? Why did you say? Where did you say that? Okay, when did you say that? Okay, so in this case, we can identify how. Question word, how, why, when, what, who. Did, auxiliary, you, subject, and finally, main verb. Okay, very similar to yes, no questions, but the difference is that with yes, no questions, empiezo mi oración con did. In this case, no empiezo mi oración con did, empiezo con question word. Empiezo con what, con where, con when. And after that, I include auxiliary, subject, and the verb and the complement, like the rest of the sentence. I really, so far, any questions? Somebody that has any doubts? Is it clear? Kind of? Let's see. Let's see if we can continue there. So, to talk about a state continue for some time, but now it's finished. For example, I went to the school in Scotland. You went to the school for 6 years, for example. Okay, I need Gillian, read the examples, please.
Today about I went to a school.
Since the beginning.
Today about I started continue.
Sorry.
Continue
for some time.
No sé me.
You can see? You can see it. Yeah. Better? But that
is now finished. I went to school in Scotland. Did she really work there for 10 years?
Continue. Oh, no, thanks, Gillian. Emily Palacios, keep on reading, please. 2.
To talk about actions that happening. No se ve mi.
Regularly.
Regularly in the past. I often played tennis with her. They never went to the cinema when they lived in the country.
Okay, so remember when we talk about simple present tense, we include often, never, usually, sometimes, and all that as an expression for repeated actions. But we can also use those expressions for repeated actions in the past. Okay, I used to, in the past, I used to dance every day. Or I used to do whatever, any other thing, okay, often, right? I often play tennis. I always ate pasta when I was a teenager, okay? So we can also use frequency adverbs for past tense to talk about repeated actions, but in past tense. No necesariamente van a ser en present tense. Okay? So, in the last 10 minutes of class that we have, I want you to start writing 2 positive sentences, 2 negative sentences, and 2 questions in past tense. Type on the chat box, please. You have 5 minutes to do that. Write 2 sentences, 2 affirmative, 2 negative, and 2 questions in simple past tense. Okay, guys, do the activity, please. On your chat box, I need to be receiving all your answers, please. All your answers I want to see. 2 sentences, 2 affirmative sentences in past tense, 2 negative, and 2 questions. Go. Yeah, here you have positive. We spoke yesterday, they do that yesterday. Also, questions. Question form. Did I speak? Did you speak? Of course, you cannot use the verbs I'm using here. Use different verbs. Good job. Let me start checking your sentences. Ivan, very good. It is okay, but remember to use the capital letter. Try to use a capital letter at the beginning of the sentence. So far, solo Iván tiene class participation. Go on. Everybody working. You have exactly 5 minutes to do this. Adriel, very good sentence. Remember to use the expressions. Okay, let me type sometime expressions in order you use that one. Those. Okay. Yeah, it's a mess, but well. Okay, we can say last year, last month, last Sunday. We can say last Wednesday, last December. We can say yesterday. We can say two years ago. Those are expressions we can use in order to express past tense. 2 years ago, last year, last week, last summer, last Saturday, last Friday, yesterday. Let me see, Ivan, good questions. Remember that we use did only for questions and negative sentences, not for affirmative. Affirmatives go with past tense, the verb in past tense. Okay, remember that, don't forget. Angel, let me check. Very good question, Adriel. Angel. Good. Good sentences, Angel. Eric Garcia. Okay, good, Eric. Angel, you're missing the questions. Eric, you're missing one question. Anybody else is working? Good, Jeremy. Matthias, Adonis, Jeremy, your cameras, please. Emily, let me see your sentences. Angelica, I don't see your sentences. Eric Villota, where are your sentences? Manuel. Dennis, Justin, Gillian, your sentences, please. Excellent. Good job, Adriel. Good sentence. Nice. Okay, keep on.
Teacher,
Yes.
I did in the notebook.
Okay, take the capture and send it to Zoom. The
Yeah.
picture and send it to Zoom. Fast, fast. One more minute and that's it. Okay, guys, I'm going to send you the last activity. We still have four minutes. The only thing you need to do is to put the sentences in the correct place. The words, organize the sentences, the words of the sentences in the correct place. Good job, Adriel. Angel, you're done with the questions. Good, Jeremy. Remember, we just need to put the question mark at the end. Crystal. Nice work. Very good. Thank you. Ok, ya saben los demás que no entregaron, van sin class participation. Remember that you need to do something like that. Okay, guys, take your time. The ones that are already finished, please, you are going to do this activity. That is just only a matter of putting the words in the correct place. Okay, so that's the way. That's it. Finish that activity. You know, as always, take capture and send it to Zoom. Emily Calderon, nice.
How
Good,
was
Johnny. Nice sentence. Keep on working, keep on working. Handwriting is terrible. Sorry for that. Okay, everybody working and finishing. Send the sentences on the chat box and also finish the activity I just sent on the chat box. Send me the sentences. So far, I only have the sentences of Cristel, Jeremy, Angel, Eric Garcia, and Ivan, Adriel, but anybody else? So, Jeremy, Adriel, Angel, Cristel, Emily, Johnny. Nice. Remaining people, Manuel, Justin, Dennis, Matias, Adonis, Angelica, Eric Villota, Fabricio. No sentences. I don't have your sentence. You know that you don't have class participation because of that. Okay, guys, finish the activity. It's very simple. During the day, you can send me the capture of the word wall activity. Thanks a lot. I hope you enjoy working with this now, and see you next class, okay? Bye-bye, guys. See you later. Finish the activities, please. Bye.